Present. Mr. Terry Smith?
Present.
Mr. Chairman, I have
At this time, I'd like to let the record reflect that Mr. Terry has been appointed to welcome to the board, back to the board. We want to welcome him.
Thank you.
This time, like everybody look at the agenda and, is there a motion to adopt?
We don't have an agenda printed. Can you tell us how, when you get it?
You can keep it, I have
They put a few of them.
You get one.
No, yes, perfect.
God bless you. It's that time of the year.
I'd like to take the purpose of this special meeting is conduct nominations and elections for chair, vice chair, and secretary treasurer of the state board of Louisiana. If anybody would like to make a comment, I'd like to do so after nominations. Okay? And prior to the vote, all comment cards should be submitted to staff prior to that. So if you would like to make a comment, comment cards are available to you.
Mr. Joyner, we're going to make public comment after each nomination, so we'll do the whole slate after each individual nomination?
No, we're going to take public comment after all nominations are done for each seat.
Right, so we'll take it after each seat is nominated. Okay.
Any other questions from the board?
Make a motion to adopt the agenda.
We have a motion, we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Ayes have it. Special business, first order of business, nominations for chairman. I would like to open the floor for nominations.
You want to go this? You can. All right, well, being on the nominations committee, I would like to nominate as chairman, Mr. Michael Jones.
All right, we have a nomination of Michael Jordan. Are there any other nominations?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Mr. Terry Smith.
We also have a nomination of Mr. Terry Smith. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? No further nominations, we'll close the forum for nominations. We will close for nominations. At this time, and period of public comment, do we have public comment for chairman?
Can I make a statement, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, yes. Mr. Carr.
I nominated Terry Smith to resume his position as chairman of the State Plumbing Board. I've worked with Terry since he was put on the board years ago. We just feel like this position should be held by a business owner. Terry has contact with people in this industry, both business owners, suppliers, the journeyman working out in the field. Terry has contact with union members and non-union members. We feel like Terry's got a very good pulse, handle on the pulse of the industry, and that's why we feel like he would be the person that should resume his position as chairman. Terry, furthermore, being a member not only of the union, but also BHCC, he represents a much larger section of the plumbers in this state. Looking at his time as chair, Terry has accomplished quite a bit, working with our executive director and with our board. He's changed requirements for testing. When we were threatened with the idea that if we didn't make a change on our testing requirements, it was going to go to the legislature. Terry acted on that. We've made some changes there. We've changed the path for licensing recently that does not require someone to go through the apprentice school. Terry's worked with our executive director. When the information came out in Texas, I think Ashley agrees, she got on that treadmill and got moving, okay? And that was working with Terry, because we didn't want to put this board in the same position that the Texas board found themselves. We've added facilities in Shreveport for testing, working on something in the west. Bottom line is Terry has done a lot for this industry in the last 4 years as chair, and a lot of it, and his sole focus is to try to bring more people into this industry. That's all we hear every place we go. We don't have enough workers. Nobody's got enough workers. And that has been Terry's sole focus over his period as chairman. I think we've made a lot of good strides. We've had some law changes. We've had some rule changes. We've cleared up a lot of conflicts we had between rules and laws. And I think Terry deserves a lot of the credit for that. We made a lot of strides under Terry, and I think that he's the man that ought to be in the position now. Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Carl. Would you, the board recommend something on that?
I'd like to make a comment, Mr. Board, if I may.
Yes.
I want to say, coming into this meeting, there's been a lot of chatter about a union versus non-union situation. And I want to say that I disagree with that sentiment. This has, in my mind, absolutely nothing to do with union versus non-union. We're one industry. I consider all these folks in the pipe trades, I'm personally not in the pipe trades, but I consider you my brothers. We are all in this thing together. PHTC represents union and non-union contractors equally, favoring not one over the other. Our membership dues are the same for a union contractor as they are for a non-union contractor. When you come take continuing education from PHTC, it's the same price whether you're a union contractor or a non-union contractor. We don't even ask if you're a union contractor or not a union contractor. It's one industry. Every decision, and I know I can speak for Carl and Terry when I say this, every decision that we make, that I make on this board is for the industry as a whole, putting aside any affiliation. It's what's good for guys in the field, what's good for business owners in this trade, what's good for the citizens of the state. And I'll give an example. In Senate Bill 218, we came together and compromised on 218. Senate Bill 218 was not good for PHCC financially. It was bad. Having a dual path to licensure apprenticeship is a large part of our organization's budget. That hurt us financially, but we came together because we knew that dual path to licensure was what was good for the trade. It was what was good for all of us and bringing people in. I'm a third generation plumber. This industry has supported my family for almost 100 years. I'm proud to be a plumber. I'm proud to work alongside my union brothers, my non-union brothers. And I just want to say that, put that out there, that we represent, this organization represents all of the trade, not just one part.
Thank you. Any other comments on the board? Mr. Kim, MPS Plumbing Company?
Yeah.
Please step to the podium, you got 3 minutes.
About to be a minute.
Okay.
I just found out that this was a meeting on voting for a position. I was coming to just kind of get updated on the laws. But I just know that the position should be a master plumber in the industry, a business owner. I represent Acadiana Plumbers Association. I do an apprentice school, and I also do continuing education with MPS Plumbing. I've been doing plumbing for 20-some years. And just like I said, that's all my recommendation. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Jay Hubby.
Yeah, I wanted to ask was, whoever gets elected chairman, if they would today commit to 7,000 hours will remain as indentured apprentices. Sure.
Loud.
If elected, can you tell us today that 7,000 hours will remain for indentured apprentices?
This isn't, I mean, it's not really a real.
Right.
You know,
Is that something like?
So, I mean, if someone wants to talk and say what they think should happen with the plumbing board, I guess they can as candidates, but I don't think, this is just so you guys understand, public comment is not a question and answer session. So it isn't gonna look like that. It isn't like this is, you know, a debate like you see for a campaign for president. So if the parties wanna each make a statement when it's done, that's certainly appropriate, and you can say whatever you would like to, but it's not gonna happen. It isn't, it doesn't work where they ask questions and you guys answer.
That's not something I can make a comment on before we vote.
No, both of you can speak to whatever you would like to at the public comment.
That's what we agreed to.
Yeah.
That's what we agreed to, and I don't think there should be any change to that.
Okay. Thank
Is
you.
that right?
Yeah.
Todd Bill?
I support Terry to be chairman of the state planning board. I know he's actively involved, he's proactive for our industry as a whole. I think he represents a majority of plumbers in this state.
Keith Bill?
I'm in support of Terry as chairman of the plumbing board. Everybody on this board knows Jim Finley. He was level-headed, fair, equitable. It didn't matter whether it was union, non-union, whatever. He was a driving force to keep this board going, keep it unified, regardless of your affiliation. Terry has that same mindset. He has proven it as chairman following Jim Finley. He's carried on his legacy. He's carried on that level-headedness, fair, equitable, regardless. He's got the industry in heart, and it's not any infighting between anybody, but Terry does carry all the qualifications he needs to keep this board unified for the betterment of the plumbing industry in Louisiana. Thank you.
Todd Murray, Union Plumbing.
Todd Murray, Union Plumbing. I also support Terry in this situation, and as Trey commented, he's a third generation. I'm a third generation as well, and I think working with Terry and this and that. The first time we ever had basically our license attacked 10 or 15 years ago, we all had to come together, go down to the Capitol, try and get things straightened out. Terry was a great driving force in that, and he helped out a lot. So I just feel like he's a good man for the position, brings a lot to the deal, and is fair and honest. Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Mr. Murray. Wayne Murray.
Basically, I'm in the same position that my son is there. I'm second generation. And I started in the business in 1968 with my dad, so I've been doing it a long time. But we need a chairman of the board that's an active master plumber that runs a business. We don't need a laborer telling the business how to run the business. As politicians would say, that would be the tail wagging the dog instead of the dog wagging the tail. He's an honest, fair, level-headed guy, and that's just my position on this deal. Somebody that knows business I would bet the labor guy probably doesn't know that he has to match FICA at 7.65 when it comes to payroll tax and whatnot. So we need somebody that understands all that and has been down that road. Thank you.
Trey Blackwell. Trey Blackwell.
First of all, thank you, every one of you, for what you do. As Trey said earlier, we're all in the same industry. We're all one big family. 48 years, third generation plumber. Can't stress enough the business owner aspect of this. There are things that we face every day. There are rules that you regulate this industry that we have to follow. I would like to see that maintained. I know I've known Terry for a number of years now. I think he serves across the board, both sides of anything. And one thing I know, I'm starting to get more active, you know, now that I'm older and I can, need to get away from my desk now to come participate. Recently been appointed to the advisory board, to the state plumbing board. I look forward to working with all of you over the next few years. But I want to preach unity because as Trey said, as Carl said, as everybody in this room says, we're fighting for one thing. It's our jobs. We need more workers. We all came together to get this law passed last year. We plan to do that again for other items. I mean, I think we need to be cohesive in our message, but I can't stress enough the business owner aspect of it. For that reason, support Mr. Terry Smith. Thank you.
Thank you. Rick Lanier Plumbing.
Thank you. I'd just like to say that I'm here to support Terry, but I'm here most of all to support all you guys. I've sat in that chair, and it's a tough job what y'all do. I was there 13 years. We've been in business for 63 years. I'm second generation, fixing to pass it off to another one. We've been union all those years, and we've worked with you guys through the years, and I'd like to see Terry continue to be president. As a business owner, I think that gives him an inside look at what goes in our businesses, and so I would support that. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lanier. Jason Martin, All Plumbing.
Thank y'all for what y'all do for the industry. I just want to take a second to say I do endorse Terry for this position. I'm a second generation business owner. My dad Gene started the business, and I have third generation coming behind me. I'm very proud of what I do. I've been a master plumber since 2002. What makes me even prouder is my kids seem to be prouder than I am of coming back into the business. And if you echo what the other people here have said, business owners, and it's a generational business. And I'm here to represent them and represent myself and the other members of the plumbing industry in this state. I believe look a lot like us and our family. And I feel like that there's been a lot of challenges that's happened since COVID. It was kind of business as usual before then. We have, all of us in business have faced things, and I just feel like that, you know, going forward and making decisions and rules as the chairman, that in order to walk in somebody's shoes, I mean, to be where they are and know what they do, you've had to walk in their shoes or be walking in their shoes. And I think it's important for that person to be a business owner. So, thank you.
Gene Martin.
Guys, I thank y'all for allowing me to stand here, and I've worked side by side with Terry on PHCC. I was the president of the state PHCC before, and worked beside him in a close relationship, and you just hear his heart's cry for the industry. You know, I just feel that we need someone that's in the trenches every day, someone that faces the challenges that plumbers face every day, someone that faces the employment issues that we face every day, someone that faces the people that come in and decide they want to go somewhere else and go to work, and then you're dealing with a lack of employees. And that's just an everyday thing that we face. I am retired. I do have a small business now, backflow test and repair. But Jason's my son. He's a second generation. We got a third generation coming up. And I made a statement the other day when Keith was being honored for the time that he served, is we can be a spectator, or we can be a participator, or we can be a doer. And I look at Terry and I look at him and I think, he's definitely not a spectator. But he is someone that I believe that will put his words into action. And not saying that someone else won't, but I just know Terry personally. And I know that the times that we worked side by side together, it wasn't ever union and non-union. It was what is best for the trade. And I can truthfully say that when we had when our board members, or when our board meetings ended with the PHCC, we ended in there with unity and with the plumbing trade at heart. And Terry, I just want to say thank you for working beside me and when I was president in that area. So I'm for Terry for being the chairman of the State Plumbing Board.
Michael, ahead.
First thing I say is, I'm not a plumber. I've been around the plumbing trade for 35 years. I worked for Bergen County for Shreveport. Mr. Smith, not taking anything away from you. I don't know you. You seem like a fine fellow. And I've known Mike Joyner a long time. When I first met Mike, he was a sandy-headed kid, didn't even have whiskers on his face. And come out on a job we had going. But you listen to what the union, non-union, I came out of the non-union sector. I am a business manager at local Union 141 in Shreveport. I'm proud of that. And I'd like to say we work with union and non-union. Collectively, we all have to unite to protect our trade. When you walk in the foyer, the sign says, the old sign you see when you was a kid, plumbers protect the health of the nation. That's what we do. And we got to protect our trade, protect our license. Mike faces every day. You talk about being a business owner, you need to be a business owner. I respect you guys that are business owners. I know what you face. I help man you work. It's tough. It's tough to get qualified people. Our program at PHCC, Gerard Vinchuso sits on our apprenticeship committee. He also is a member of PHCC. We all face the same thing on a daily basis. Business owners, Mike, we run 88,000 man hours a month average from in northwest Louisiana, from the Texas line to the Mississippi River. Mike deals with business owners every day. He's in the trenches with them every day. He's been in the trenches. I've worked with him in hospitals. I've worked with him in paper mills, residential, apartment complexes. I've seen him get involved when he turned out of the apprenticeship program to get back involved, to put in, to give back. And that's what you got to look at. Somebody that loves the trade, as the man called it, trade. That's what it is. A man who loves the trade. Mike loves it, and he lives it. But like I said, as far as somebody that's involved and wants to stay involved, that's young enough, nothing with age, we both got them great. But he's with business owners every day. William Ham owns Ham Mechanic. I don't know if any of you guys know him, he's a good guy. Mike's over there more than what William is most of the time. He deals with it every day. He sees what owners are up against every day. And like I said, as a person, as a man, as a leader that's in our apprenticeship program, that we have 135 indentured apprentices. Right now in our program, we've got 40 that's coming in. We deal with non-union on continuing education, you know. And like I said, I came out of the non-union sector. I just got it. I mean, I went union to benefits. I was offered a paper mill in Kansas, Louisiana. And the guy said, you know, here it is. But it's not union or non-union, it's our trade. And we all have to work together collectively. And I think Mike, to be in this capacity, and not saying you're not Mr. Smith, or any of you other guys, I appreciate every one of you for sitting on this board. I truly do. Because at the end of the day, it rests on y'all's shoulders. But I think in this capacity, Mike is, man, I highly recommend it. And that's all I got. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards. Richard Pope.
How y'all doing? I've been around the plumbing board since about 2008. I don't never really say much. They don't want me to say much. What might come out my mouth. But I'm blunt. But I speak the facts. and I gotta agree with Keith. Jim Finley was a staple of this plumbing board. I didn't know him personally, but I admired him because he was fair, and I missed him. The plumbing board missed him. And we miss a lot. We have lost a lot. We lost our plumbing board. I got friends in New York City who was envious of us because we had our own plumbing board. We gotta protect our plumbing license, okay? And I know Mike Jordan, and I know he will do that because they are after it. And if we don't do the back part and stand up and start protecting our plumbing license and let things slide, we're gonna lose it. We're in critical condition right now. It is getting close. But we can't let things slide. We gotta work together. Mr. Smith, why did you step down from the plumbing board as chairman last time?
Why did I step down? You stepped down.
He'll answer when he makes his comments.
Okay, I just wanna know, he was chairman of the plumbing board, why you weren't chairman?
I didn't step down.
Okay, you can answer it when you make your comments, just go on through.
Okay.
He will answer your question.
All I got to say, we're in critical condition right now. Big business is after that plumbing license. They want to build buildings without licensed plumbers. We got plumbers, contractors with plumbing license in their back pocket, suing the plumbing board. I got a problem. We are here to protect this license. And that man right there will stand up and fight to protect this license because we got our own people after our license, trying to tear down the plumbing board from the inside out. Till everybody wake up and see what's happening. Mike Jordan, you will stand up, please. Thank you.
Joe Morante.
My name's Joe Morante. Thank y'all for letting me speak. I know both of the nominees that are up here right now. I'm here in support of Michael Joyner. I have been on both sides of it. I've been on the training side, I've been on the business side. My dad's been having a plumbing business and I ran that business with him for about 15 years before I stepped into the training and the business agent side of things. And I'm here to tell you that just because you have that title of a business owner doesn't mean that you know any more than the man that is running a training facility with all these apprentices. He's dealing with the federal government, he's dealing with the state government, he's dealing with the business owners, and he knows all the laws that they're having to deal with because he's in and out on a daily basis. Mike Joyner has never shown anything that has been critical of PHCC. He's always been here for the trade. He's here for the plumbers that are out here. So he doesn't bring up union, non-union. He brings up the plumbing industry. He brings up the apprentices. He brings up what's going to be better for everyone. So I'm here in support of Michael Joyner. Thank you.
Mr. Kelly Craig.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I actually wonder why I'm speaking, to be honest with you. The only reason I feel that car cause I saw Mike, Hellfield went out, and I said, well, I might as well do it. But no, I got 3 minutes, and I want to explain to you exactly really quick what I've got to say about this. I think, as Rick Lanier made the statement, I've been on the board for about 13 and a half years. Most of you on the board that was back there, you know me. I don't need to tell you who I am, what I stand for. I really didn't know what I was going to stand up here and talk about until I found out that I was the tail and not the head. That was kind of impressive. I'm glad I learned that today. But in saying that, I know that there's 9 people that are on this board. Well, there's a reason each one of you are sitting where you're sitting, because I sit there. People and your professionalism put you where you're at. When the day is over with, 9 people are going to vote, and there's only going to be one chairman that's going to come out of this picture. But it's y'all's decision to make. So when this came up and said, hey, get up there and talk about what's going on, I don't even know why I'm standing here talking about it, because y'all are going to make the decision. I didn't know it was an opportunity to tell you how wonderful I was or what I had done in my past. So we're not even going to go there, right? But I want to go back to Jim Finley, because you touched on a topic that's very dear to a lot of us that do Jim. I spent a lot of time with him. We talked about a lot of different things. I learned a lot from Jim. But let me tell you the first thing I learned. In the old building across the highway, when I walked in the door, I had no idea what being on the plumbing board consisted of. And Jim took me one-on-one into a room, like he did most of us, and he said, I want to explain something to you. You're now on the Louisiana State Plumbing Board. I don't care if you come from pipe trade, I don't care if you come from PHCC, I don't care where you come from. But when you walk through that door, you take whatever hat you wear, you lay it down, and you put on the Louisiana State Plumbing Board hat, and you take care of the trade as a whole, which goes along with the majority of the things that I've heard here today. Now, if you notice, I have to emphasize whether it's what the legal standpoint is that I'm legally from, or what association I'm tied to, or anything like that, which I don't think is irrelevant in this building. I truthfully believe it is, and I think Jim thought it was. So the only thing I want to say today to y'all is I want to thank you for where you're at. You're going to make a decision. You're going to have to pick out the best person that you think is qualified to do this job. And when it's over with, we're going to all get behind the individual that you put in that position. Terry, I was here. You know why. You know why. What happened back in the past, and I'm not trying to dig that up. But as far as where I'm at, what I'm doing, and what you're doing, I want to thank each and every one of you. I want you to vote for the right person that you think it is. And obviously, if I was in your position right now, I would vote for Mike Joyner. That's just me. But y'all know what you're going to do. And whoever you vote for, I'm good with it. Thank you.
Ellis Clerk.
My name is Bill. I am here in support of Mike Joyner. Mike and I have worked hand in hand for the last 8 years or better as training coordinators. We are looking to train our future, the plumbing future. Where are we getting people? How are we going to get them? That's everybody's problem here, business owners. Mike may not own a business, but Mike works with 20, actually more than 20 companies. Want to know how he's going to train their future, where he's going to get people from. We're working with the state, we're working with the federal government. I know we have some things down the line, and we're thinking out of the box on where we're going to interest people to get into the plumbing field. That's all I have to say. I know Mike is well, more than capable of handling the position. Thank you all.
Thank you. Those are all public comment cards.
Thanks, guys, for y'all having me today. I'd like to say that I don't think there's a person in this room here that'd like to see plumbers lose their license, but I can't speak for them, only myself. And I certainly don't want to see plumbers lose their license. I'm proud of the fact that I haven't had one a long time, and I'm proud of that. Okay, but I do realize that if changes ain't made to where we can get people into our trade, that will end up bringing our license to that demise if we can't get our job done. So, but based on this about who the chairman would be, I think everybody's done said everything and left nothing for me. And Carl did that with his opening statement. So today, I would like to see Terry Smith be the chairman of this board based on things that many people have said and also based on Carl's opening statement. Thank y'all very much.
Any other cards for public comment?
Is there anyone else who wants to speak and it's not their card? Please get a card and fill it out. I'm doing it for my, this is the last call. If you do not fill out the card, raise your hand. Now you're going to speak. Card. I got the whole meeting on talking about those cards.
Another card over here?
That's it.
Thank you for filling it out. They're filling it.
Guys, thank y'all for giving me the opportunity. I know I was the last man trying to get in this thing. You know, I've been with Terry. I'm here to support him this morning. He's done an outstanding job, in my opinion, of taking care and managing what we do as mechanical contractors, or plumbing contractors. And the good thing that's kind of been overlooked, I know I personally raised $500,000 for the government. And I'm proud that I went out the legislature and did that and maintained some consistency with what we do with union and non-union people. And that's important. They're extremely good at managing things of that nature. Because that's where all the laws and all the regulations are met. And that's where the line is drawn in the sand, so to speak, to get what you really need. It's important that we understand. You have a guy that runs a business, understands how to do it and how to manage it. That's so important right now at this time of day. We need a lot of plumbers. We need union and non-union. I was with Bernard, and we worked on both sides. So I know what it is to work on both sides of the fence. You need both of them, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just the way it is right now. It's important that, but I'm here to support Terry this morning and making sure that he gets a fair shake at what he does, because we're better off having Terry with his experience and having the management skills that he has to keep this industry going. We just went over 100 years. My grandfathers actually started our businesses back in way 100 years ago. And we just went through an opportunity to share that with a lot of people. I hear third and fourth generations of people coming through here, and that's important to keep it going. So I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you guys this morning, but I'm here supporting Terry this morning. Yeah.
I'm sorry, so should
William Laird. D&L Plumbing.
How you doing, board? My name's William Laird. I've been a plumber for probably about 40 years. I've known Terry since the 90s, since he's been in business. I've been in business since 97. I was under Laird Plumbing for quite a few years, and then just went to DL Plumbing. But Terry has given me the support, since he's been on the board as chairman. I do feel that we do have a problem, keeping the ratio, 1-to-1. I mean, because we can't, it's a problem with us. I mean, because you start training people and then somebody leaves to go to some other company or some other trade. So I mean, but Terry's been very instrumental about giving us updates on code changes, things like that, helping us with things. So, and like I said, I've known Terry for a long time. He's been a big supporter. So appreciate it.
Mr. Luke Hall, that's the last one.
On board, I'm Luke Hall, All Service Plumbing. We've had our plumbing company for about 20 years now. We do municipal work, industrial work, very little residential, med gas. We do a good bit of all of that. And I've got a military background. I've seen folks come up through the ranks, and to me it seems as though the best officers that I've seen in the military, they actually were grunts. They learned how to put things together, and then all of a sudden they became part of leadership, and we refer to them as the old men. Because if you're about to get into some trouble or you think something's going to reflect bad on the organization, you want to go to the old man and let him know, hey, this might be coming our way. What you think I ought to do about that? And my relationship with Terry has been similar. I mean, we're getting to know each other better, and the more experience that we have up at the top that can kind of see where the check writers are coming from, and have been at the end where you're waiting on a check from the boss or beating on a contractor to pay you for stuff that's running late. Having somebody at the top that kind of knows what it feels like where we're at down on the provider, and that means a lot. And the board, the Louisiana Plumbing Board, being one where you guys trying to make sure that we're motivated and we're paying attention to what needs to be done to take care of the general public. it means a lot, having somebody in a chair position that kind of knows what it feels like in the field, in the front, asking to get paid so we can pay employees. It means a lot. I hope it means a lot to all of the other business owners in the room, as well as the journeyman that here and that knows we need somebody we can call on. And what's also good about Terry, I think he'll pray for you. If you really need somebody to reach out a little further than what we can see. So with that being said, I'm for Terry. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Terry, would you like to make a statement this time?
Do I need to go up there or go right
Yeah,
here?
it's-
Okay, first of all, Richard, I didn't step down from the board.
Oh.
I was removed, or not reappointed, but some come up and then I was appointed again. But believe me, I didn't voluntarily step down. You know, I had big old long stuff to say, but Carl had a bunch of it. But like Barry said, a lot of our stuff happens at the Capitol. And unfortunately, the Capitol, let me start by this. I've been in Local 198 since 1978. I'm a signatory contractor for a long time. Been in PHCC a long time. I represent, I got friends on both sides, and I'm proud to be a 198 member, signatory contractor, and proud to be on PHCC. Okay, proud that I represent, that I can represent the entire industry, not just a portion of it. Okay, I consider everybody my friend, and I told Mike earlier, regardless of what happens at this meeting, it's important to me that we're all friends at the end of the day. And so, anyway, 2 years ago when Ashley and I were at the Capitol talking to Huval, we were walking by the cafeteria and we heard somebody say, the plumbing board is run by the unions. And I turned to Ashley and I said, that is so not true. Guys, and I love Mike to death, but if the face of this board is a union official, we're gonna be in trouble and we're gonna be attacked. Look, I just want to end this by saying, at the first of the month, the first part of July, I was in Peru on a mission trip. And while I was there, we worked on a homeless shelter for 140 men that were disabled, mentally disabled, and drug addicted. Anyway, we worked there, but we fed them. And they asked me to escort a guy to his table. He was this tall. And he just walked like this. I think it took us 10 minutes to get to the table. But when I went to sit him down, he had tears coming out of his eyes. Because at that moment, he knew that somebody loved him. Well, I loved him that moment, that I love this industry every day. Thank you.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the members and everything else for nominating me for chair. Those of you that don't know, I know I'm in North Louisiana, South Louisiana. Those of you who don't know me, I do have some business background. My dad owned a construction business most of his life. That's where I came from. I came from construction. I do know what it's like to put men on the job. I do know what it's like not to have men. I do know what it's like to have a shortage. I do know about state taxes and federal taxes. That being said, I want everyone to know that the chairman is not a sole vote. He doesn't make decisions alone. I would be relying on members of this board for counsel. That's why we build a board. I do have strong suits, but I would be relying on a lot of members of this board to pick up on things that are business owners, that are in touch with people from South Louisiana. I also be represent North Louisiana myself. I have a lot of contacts down there, up there. And I feel like Terry made a comment about the board will be under attack if a union guy gets up there. Well, I got news for you. The board's already under attack and has been. Okay? We've been under a lawsuit that we made provisions for to try to satisfy the parties that be, still on. And so, you know, to protect the trade, I heard a lot of business owners talk today. I heard a lot of guys talk about, you need to be a business owner, you need to be a business owner. What I didn't hear about is the man in the ditches, they're working for these men. You know why? Because they're in the ditches. And that's a lot of who I represent. I mean, I represent the men that get out and that don't have a voice loud enough to come to the state planning board and talk. Okay? So, that being said, I feel like I'm more than capable to do the job at hand. I want to represent union, non-union business and the labor. I will be, if anyone ever, there will be an open door. If you want to speak to me, feel free at any time. I'll address any problems that you have. If you want to meet face to face, I'm down with that too. I have no problem. There is no problem that we can't deal with. There is no problem that can't be talked about. We may not agree, but we may come to some middle ground. That being said, I just appreciate the opportunity. Thank you. All right. Yeah. All right. If there are no further comments, I'd like to move to a roll call vote.
Mr. Joyner, I do want to make one. Can I make one
Yes,
closing
sir.
comment, please? We've heard a lot from a lot of different folks. Just to follow up on my earlier comments, you can see that this is, to me, a business owner versus non-business owner situation. I think Mike, we're a business owner, we wouldn't even be having this conversation today. Mike's a great guy. I consider him a personal friend of mine. I enjoy our relationship. I have nothing negative to say about Mike. But at the end of the day, if you have never walked in the shoes of a business owner and understand what it takes to sign in front of that paycheck, it's hard to understand it. Mike mentioned about representing the guys in the trenches. And I certainly agree, they need to be represented. I will tell you, I feel like, especially Kerry and I, both in the trenches. I know Kerry gets on the truck and runs calls. Here are the keys to my truck. If you go get in the back of it right now, you'll see a K60 drain machine, a set of tools, and material. Because I make that point to go in the field personally, run jobs each week, so that I know what those guys in the field do. That they know we're not too good to be out there in the field and do the same thing that they do. I feel like that's important. So I feel like we've been there, we not only represent business owners, not only represent business owners, but they represent the folks in the field. Somebody asked me earlier this week, what do other boards do? So I do want to say, I did look up what the contractors board does. If you look up the state contractors board, Louisiana licensing board for contractors, that board is composed of all contractors and two public advocates, one member of the NAACP. I'm going to tell you, I don't agree with that. I think labor should be represented on the board. I think that's unfair. I think labor has a valuable opinion. They should have a seat at the table and be represented. But when it comes to being the face of the board, to legislators, to business owners, there's a perception issue. Business owners want to be regulated by their peers. Doesn't matter if business owners, union, non-union, as I mentioned, it has nothing to do with affiliation. PHCC has to do with, are you a business owner, are you not a business owner, what shoes are you walk in? I was trying to hear colleagues and say this, we've heard the public comment, is your ear to the industry? Is your ear to the industry? And I encourage you to vote your heart and vote what the industry wants. Thank you, sir.
All right. No further comments. I'd like to move to a roll call vote for the first nomination of Mr. Michael Warner.
Mr. Vincent Giglio?
Vote for Mr. Terry Smith.
That's easy.
Nay.
Mr. Johnny Rodriguez?
Yeah.
Mr. David Crosby?
Yeah.
Mr. Fabler?
Yeah.
Mr. Carpenter?
Nay.
Mr. Kevin Brown?
Yay.
Mr. Joel Sully?
Yeah.
Mr. Terry Smith?
Nay.
Mr. Mike Jones?
I'd like to recuse myself of the vote.
We have 5 yeas and 3 nays. The yeas have it.
All right. With that being said, second nomination for roll call is not needed. The new chair-elect is Mike Warren. Can I speak now? I do not want there to be any, strife between, the two associations. Once again, if there's ever any situation that, PHCC or any of those other associations want to bring forth open door policy, I'll be more than happy to talk to you at any point in time, anywhere you want me. So, that being said, I'd like to move forward. The next order of business is nominations for co-chair.
Vice Chair.
Sorry. Vice Chair. Do I have any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Trey Giglio for vice chairman.
All right, Mr. Trey Giglio. Do I have any other nominations?
Yes, sir. I'd like to nominate Jake Cosler for vice chair.
All right, any further nominations? Any further nominations? At this time, I'd like to close nominations for vice chair. Do we have any public comment? Go back to the cards. Joe Moranto.
I haven't worked with the two gentlemen as much as I've worked with, the two that were in the last race here. Highly respect both of you, but I'm here in support of Jake Causey. Thank you.
Richard Polk. Mr. Wayne Murray. Mr. Jay Huckabee. Mr. Kevin Richard. That all public comment cards? Does anybody on the board like to make a quick public comment? Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Russell Robert? I'm sorry.
Russell Revillard, I would like to comment in support of Trey Giglio. I would honestly like to support him for the chair. It's not an option. He has the option to be the vice chair. I personally believe that, he's one of the most well-rounded people that are on this board. I think that any of you could look back at the past meetings and recall the logical questions, he's very analytical. He never takes a side. And, I really feel like he's a huge asset to the board, and I don't think that the board would be, what it is today, without his input. So I support it for Trey.
Thank you. Any other comments on the board?
I support Trey. I think Trey's very knowledgeable and actually, I like Jake too, but anyway, I do support Trey.
It's nice to be liked.
How can you, they're both great guys, but I do support Trey. I think he would be a real asset.
All right, without any other comments, I'd I'd like to move to roll call vote for vice chairman.
Mr. Giglio?
Yeah. Giglio.
Will we vote?
It's for Jake Paul.
Oh, this is- Nay. Yay.
Mr. Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Mr. Favre.
Yeah.
Mr. Caldwell.
Nay.
Mr. Kevin Brown.
Yay.
Mr. Joel Sully.
Yay.
Mr. Terry Smith.
Nay.
And Mr. Blumenauer.
Yeah.
We have 6 yeas and 3 nays.
With that being said, Jake Causey will be the new vice chair nomination for the board. Moving to the next order of business is for secretary treasurer nominations. Do I have any nominations for secretary treasurer?
I'd like to nominate Mr. Terry Smith.
Do I have it? I would like to nominate, Mr. Ricky Fowler. Do we have any other further nominations? Do we have any further nominations? That being said, Mr. Terry Smith, can we get a roll call vote for Mr. Terry Smith?
Mr. Giglio.
This is for.
This is for Mr. Terry Smith. Yeah.
Is it for Mr. Terry?
Oh, I'm sorry. Weren't any public comment?
Sorry, Mr. Giglio.
For Mr. Terry Smith, yay.
Mr. John McCain.
Nay.
Mr. Jake Paul.
Nay.
Mr. Favre.
Nay.
Mr. Joel Sully.
Yay.
Mr. Kevin Brown.
Oh, man, who we voting on? Nay.
Mr. Joel Sully.
Nay.
Mr. Terry Smith.
Yeah.
Mr. Blumenauer.
All right, what was the results?
We have 3 yeas and 5 nays.
So,
Mr. Favre.
Mr. Ricky Fowler will stay as secretary treasurer. All right,
Well, no, you have to have a vote.
we have to have a vote.
You have to have a vote.
All right, so can I have a roll call vote for Mr. Ricky Fowler?
Mr. Giglio.
Nay.
John McCain.
Yeah.
Jake Paul.
Yay.
Ricky Favre.
Yay.
Paul Blumenauer.
Nay.
Kevin Brown.
Yay.
Joel Sully.
Yay.
Terry Smith.
Nay.
Mr. Blumenauer.
Yeah. So that means Mr. Rick Fowler will retain position of secretary treasurer of the Representative Common. All right, that being said, we are done with our social business.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Have a second, all in favor?
Aye.